What's going on here? Sound off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 8? Now there's too many of us. Brothers, beware. There may be spies among us.
I'm afraid not.
Hey, look, it's that kid again. Heh. Don't worry, they're not going to run off or anything. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and battle this guy first. We might not look it, but we are busy. But you want to play anyway. Well then, this is what I'll do. I like how they're supposed to be like elite operatives working for an evil organization, and yet they would like to play with a 10-year-old boy. Furthermore, they even say they don't have enough time to play, and yet they do that. Well, either way, since this is just gonna be like not really entertaining, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this thing out until I get to the shadow Pokemon that this guy has.
Lol, psych, I'm still commentating, but I am still going to speed this up. And note, here is where Synchronize fits in. Synchronize is Umbreon's ability. Basically, when Umbreon gets a status afflictment, it passes it on to the opposing Pokemon that inflicted in the first place. It's a pretty good ability that's comes in handy quite often. And here, he's trying to learn Pursuit, and I am going to go ahead and get rid of Tail Whip for that, because Tail Whip's defense lowering by one stage is not really all that useful. And here we have a Shadow Pokemon. We have Mareep, and man, stuff is just happening like wildfire when it's at twice the speed. Ah, jeez. Okay, so then continuing, the battle just goes on, and yeah, just for the time being, stuff is just progressing ever so slowly as we're trying to whittle stuff down. And dang it, Sveto was paralyzed just there. That's not nice. Okay, well I guess while I'm going over this, I can go ahead and go over Mareep. To my knowledge, Mareep is unlike most other Electric-type Pokemon. Mareep is more special attack oriented, meaning it can do damage to opponents pretty easily, at the cost of not being fast, or not being overspam fast, unlike most other Electric-type Pokemon. So that's kind of an interesting tidbit. And Mareep actually is a Pokemon that I plan on using for my team, so I'm going to go ahead and catch it here, hopefully. And admittedly, Mareep evolves into Ampharos, which is a Pokemon that's pretty overused, and rightfully so, because it actually is a pretty good Pokemon. But since the options in this game are pretty limited, I really don't have much of a choice. I'd like to have something that can counteract water, and Mareep is that Pokemon. So here we go, throwing a Snack Ball, and 1, 2, 3, and boom! I have got that Mareep. Now, granted, I didn't make the decision. Hold on a moment, I want to see what this guy says. I hate brats. Well, I hate you. And we try to look busy, but we actually have nothing to do. And here we're going to go ahead and get started with the next one against Herpderpgon Perp6. Now, this guy's going to send out Grimer and Coughing, and it is incredibly evident that I'm post-commentating this, isn't it? Oh, jeez. Well, luckily, I made a mistake in the recording here, so I'm just kind of compensating for that right now. Hopefully it won't happen again. Anyway, so Coughing using Poison Gas, and that is going to poison my Umbreon. And Poison-type Pokemon cannot get poisoned, hence why they're poison type, so Synchronize does not take effect there. And if you noticed there, Spheal actually learned back Water Gun, so that's going to be useful in future battles, I assume. And just the battles keep on going. Tentacool. Okay, now this is something I want to say. Like, granted we don't have an opportunity to catch Tentacool in this game, but outside of this game, if you can get a Tentacool and evolve it into a Tentacruel, that Pokemon is amazing. Like, you wouldn't think it from a Pokemon that got taken down by a single bite just there, but it's pretty good. Anyway, so now we've got Gulpin, which is a Poison-type Pokemon. To my knowledge, it is pretty defense-oriented like most other Poison-type Pokemon. It's good at annoying things like poisoning them and whatnot, and can take a few hits, like just there. It didn't take much damage from that. But it did flinch, that's nice. So yeah, if you want a poison wall, then Gulpin is a pretty good choice for this early in the game. And also, I don't believe I ever went over Spheal. So, Spheal is a Pokemon that is mostly special attack and HP oriented. Which is kind of an odd combination, but it basically means that it can do a sizable amount of damage when it hits, and in turn be able to withstand hits somewhat easily. So it's a pretty reliable Pokemon. For this game, it is one of the best you can get. Like, in Ruby and Sapphire, I wouldn't really recommend Spheal all that much, for the simple reason that you get it so late in that game. But here, when you have a chance to get it this early, it is just an amazing Pokemon to nab here early. And 1, 2, 3, and we got Gulpin! So we defeated Herpderpgon Perp6, and oh mama, I've lost! And you're just a brat, Harry, so strong, and we 6 brothers are bound by brotherly love sixfold, our solidarity sixfold, and our food bill is sixfold too. Ah, the true sign of brotherly love, having a sixfold food bill. Because we all know that paying money brings people together, right? Okay, anyway, so he's gonna send out Oddish and Cacnea. If you have Houndour for this fight, it makes it insanely easy, because this guy has level 9 Grass-type Pokemon. Holy jeez, that is incredibly weak. So Houndour will make this fight incredibly easy. So, just continue to do stuff, and we took out Oddish. We took out both of his leading Pokemon in one hit. That is sad. Okay, that is Hyper Mode. I'm not sure if I've gone over that before, but basically Hyper Mode, or Reverse Mode, it's Hyper Mode in the other one. Reverse Mode is basically when Pokemon might not listen to your orders, and then it would, I believe its critical hit chance raises, but in turn it, I believe it also hurts itself at the end of every round. So that's kinda unfortunate. And here we have Seedot. And Seedot is a pretty good Pokemon. When it evolves, it is, I believe, mostly speed and attack oriented, like both forms of attack. It's a pretty good mix attacker, if I'm not mistaken. And I actually would be using it on my team instead of Mareep if I didn't already have Sveta. Because when Seedot evolves, it gains the Dark subtype, which, considering I already have a Dark-type Pokemon on my team, I don't really feel that would be all the best of ideas, but yeah, if you didn't get Umbreon and you're not going to use Houndour, then Seedot is a pretty good Pokemon for you. Either way, as I was saying about Reverse Mode before I got cut off by the Seedot, when you call a Pokemon, it deactivates the Reverse Mode and brings down the Shadow Gauge by quite a bit. So that's a pretty useful strategy when you're trying to get a Pokemon purified. Like, just through these battles I've been doing, I've almost gotten Spheal down to being purified, and in fact, once I call it, it probably will be purified. Or, almost ready. It will be ready to be purified. Anyway, so throwing a Snag Ball at the Seedot, and uno, dos, tres, and we got the Seedot. Why was I counting in Spanish? I am je suis français. I have felt crushing defeat sixfold. So yeah, he's 6 everything. This is nothing. Our brotherly love knows no bounds. And there's a reason I saved this guy for last. This Browsix is what his name's probably going to be. So I'm going to switch out Zangief with Spheal. And dang, I cannot talk quickly enough. Didn't I tell you to go home? So he's going to send out Hoot Hoot and Baltoy. Unlike all the other trainers, he actually does not specialize in a single type for now. He just uses Pokemon that are brown. And that is a Shadow Baltoy. Now, Baltoy is a pretty good Pokemon. It's mostly a wall when it evolves. Like, its defense and special defense are pretty good. And that's why I have every recommendation for this Pokemon. Like, I've seen it do incredible things. Like, I was seeing this battle once, where a power-tricked Claydol, granted I don't believe we can learn Power Trick in this game, but a power-tricked Claydol, which is what Baltoy evolves into, was capable of defeating an entire team of legendary Pokemon. Yeah, it's good. Gonna go ahead and bite the Hoot Hoot to take it out. And level 17, that's nice. And Shadow Mist, I can't remember what that does. I think it just, oh, it's Evasiveness falls. So it's not really all that damaging of a move, unlike other Shadow moves, and we paralyze it so that it's going to be incredibly helpful. So just going to go ahead and whittle it down for the time being, and it's at this time that I'll go ahead and make note of the fact that Baltoy is going to be the 4th member of my team. For the simple reason that it's so good at defending, and it just is an overall amazing Pokemon. I've never really used one on a team, but I've seen it do amazing things, so I have high hopes for this guy. And Baltoy didn't get to move because it's paralyzed, and throwing a Pokeball at it, going to call Zangief in case this doesn't happen. And so throwing a Snag Ball, and 1, 2, 3, boom! Headshot. And boom goes the Dynamite. Okay, so you defeated Cyberpeon Browsix, now you've done it. And I like how he just fainted. Isn't that enough already? Go play somewhere else. You know, I agree completely with that, Browsix. After all this rapid-fire talking I've had to do in this episode of the post-commentary, I think that is enough for now. So, in the wise words of Cyberpeon Browsix, I think that is enough already, so I will see you guys next time when we will be delving deeper into this mysterious building. Arrivederci, amigos.